Good morning. It's a delight to be at Infocom. Over the years, a lot of innovations, a lot of convergence has happened at this show. We've seen the start of video conferencing, of telepresence. We've seen the convergence of voice, video, and data networks. And we've seen unified communication come to life. I'm sure that this year will be no different. There will be lots of new things to see, lots of innovations, and lots of exciting things over the next years. This morning, when I was getting ready for the presentation, I looked out the window of my hotel and I saw a few of you guys out running. That's pretty impressive after having been attending this for the week. Do you guys remember when running shoes looked like this? Today, running shoes are starting to get high-tech. They're embedded with sensors. A lot of us wear sensors around our wrist. It measures our activity. It measures the sleep, the intensity of what we do. That type of sensors have brought high-tech into a commoditized world of shoes. And if you look at Nike and what they do with Nike Plus, they do with sensors in shoes, they have actually altered a traditional commoditized business by being able to add innovation, high technology to it. Those sensors can help you not only with getting the information, but the more important thing is that it uploads to the device you have, your phone, your iPad, but also into social media so you could start sharing with your friends, your doctor, courses and other things you're at. Have competition. That is truly changing that industry. And it's truly changing how we use sensors. We call that the Internet of Things, the Internet of Everything. And collaboration is one key part to that piece. And if we look at it, the only constant is change. I think Infocom has been a very good example of that. And if we look at the changes that are currently happening, they're happening on a number of technologies and a number of ways of working. If you look at mobile video, it is here. We expect now that by 2017, 2/3 of all mobile data traffic is going to be video. Cloud, things are moving to the cloud, driven in particular by 3 areas: data storage, email, and collaboration. As things move to the cloud, you could start adding more interesting features and you could start adding more analytics on top of that in the forms of applications. Applications that could do stuff that we could not do before. I'm sure most of you guys in the audience today utilize Evernote. Evernote is one of those things that actually add value in the cloud to what you do out on the device by being able to recognize, transform, and do analytics on the data. That's going to happen on collaboration as well. And when you then start adding the Internet of Things, all of the sensors to that, this starts becoming pretty interesting. Internet grew really in waves, from fixed computing to mobility to connecting Internet of Things. I believe that the next great wave, the 4th wave, is actually bringing together the devices with the people, with the collaboration, getting that into being not Internet of Things, but Internet of Everything. That will have 4 key pieces to it: people, process, data, and things. And allow me to give you a couple examples. Most of us carry a device like this in our pockets, probably all of us. And we use that as a communication device, but it's also a sensor. If I put that face down, I could indicate that I'm busy and you can't reach me. Put it face up. I can indicate that I'm available and basically that you can access me. That is actually using the thing in a different way than just communicating. If we go to the other end of the scale to people, Duke University have started now with all of their professors pushing all of the lectures out beforehand, and when you show up to class, it's expected that you know the content and you use the time in class more productively by discussing that content. But more importantly, people bring their own devices into class, bring an iPad or a Samsung Galaxy or others, and you actually use that, getting information in, but also inviting guest speakers, getting expert help, being able to reach out. And that ability to connect people, that ability to get more done, allows you to alter the way that Duke University is executing all of their lectures. And it's a huge value at stake. Not for Cisco, but it's a huge value at stake for everyone. Because this is really about how you bring this into a new ecosystem. If we go back about 10, 15 years, when Amazon successfully set up their very successful e-commerce activity, they didn't have to pull a cable to your house, give you a device in order to shop, and start an airline in order to get the goods to your house. They were part of an e-commerce ecosystem where the e-commerce and the e-shopping was only one part of it. While it was the AT&T and the Verizons that would get that to your home, it was the device you had at home that will help you there, and it was the DHL and the FedEx of the world that would be able to get that to your house. The new ecosystem you will see now will be no different. It will be no different because you would need a number of components to come together in order to be able to deliver on these services. And if that is done in a way that you have lots of different vendors coming together, then we can open up for a lot more opportunities for a lot more companies to actually add into that. This is not about walled gardens. It is about being open, and that is what is at stake. If we're successful with that transition, it is a pretty big benefit. It's a pretty big revenue for all of us out there. But in order to do that, we also need collaboration solutions that works all the way from Starbucks to the boardroom and everywhere in between. Because depending on the task you're going to do, you would need different ways of working. You will need different fidelity. You will want different modalities. People work differently. They form networks differently. You group of co-workers, of sub-suppliers, of customers, not one such community, but a number of communities, and you want to connect those. But also, depending on what task you're going to solve, you need different type of tools. Sitting at Starbucks, you're most likely to use a mobile device, your iPad or your iPhone or something like that. But a lot of what we do at work is not fast time, it's slow time. Preparing for this presentation takes a lot of effort. That is slow time. Working in teams in Cisco in order to get this going with the demo and everything. That is not a quick Facebook update. That's hours and hours and hours of hard work by a lot of people. That's slow time. That will require a different solution, a different way of working together. So what you need in order to be successful here is have something that's any media, any device, anywhere, and that all of that can actually come together and provide an offering that works all the way from Starbucks to the boardroom, depending on the task you're going to fix and you're going to work on. So there are three key trends that I see clearly at the moment. It is cloud, basically bringing down the threshold of entering into collaboration, entering into video conferencing and telepresence. It is video being pervasive, being everywhere, and starting to be the preferred mode of communication. And it's being mobility. And when I talk about mobility, it is not the mobility in the sense that I can carry this around and I can communicate with it, but it's also all the other things I can do, extending information from the cloud, from the video, in the meetings you're in, onto this one that could actually add even more value when you have an extra set of glass with you into all and every meeting room and all and every meeting you go into, regardless of whether that meeting is happening in Starbucks or whether it's happening in a meeting room or in the boardroom. If we look at two very concrete examples, what would it take to get to very good B2B, business-to-business collaboration? First of all, it has to be true interop. It can't be walled gardens. It can't only be Cisco, and it can't only be the competitors. It has to be everyone coming together, making sure that interoperability is there. It is about being able to bring personal devices into that, to be able to extend onto the personal device, but also to be able to use that personal device when lower fidelity is required or is sufficient at certain of the things that you're working at. It is about having both a software and a hardware offering, again, depending on where you're working, and have flexible deployment models depending on who you're going to reach and how you're going to work together. At Cisco, and in the division that I run, it's basically so that we don't work with any sub-supplier unless we can communicate with them utilizing telepresence and Cisco collaboration. It is a prerequisite for us in order to collaborate. A number of other companies are like that, because then we can solve things in a matter of minutes or hours instead of days and weeks. But that needs flexible ways of deploying this equipment, different ways of being able to subscribe and go out there. The other big shift is really business to consumer, where you have a professional end on the business side, and then you see on the consumer side, you will basically reach people on their device of choice. Reach them being application-less. Using things like WebRTC, where you don't have to download. Being able to have something that's simple and interactive and intuitive for the ones sitting at home on their device of choice. But if this is going to work, the B end of B2C need to be professional to be able to handle this in a way that will scale, because they're not meeting one such customer a day, they're going to meet lots of customers every day. It has to link into the ERP system, and it has to link into all of the other systems that you see in your business, because you're not likely to sit on the B side like this for 9 hours out of the day. It won't work. But you get that being able to reach out to the consumer side on their device of choice, but then having the call control, the call center solution linked to ERP and professional grade at the back end. So we've really seen 3 waves of communication. The first wave was really to move this over to IP. A lot of you guys remember that, and it happened, a lot of it here at Infocom. The second one was video and telepresence moving mainstream. And where we're now is really where this is going to integrate and become an integral part of the business process, where it will be an integral part of all the things we do in the business, not only within the enterprise, but both B2B, and B2C, being able to enable all of those new opportunities for new services and new products. And in order to give you a demonstration of that, what we've done here is we've set up a demo where we're going to see how the Internet of Things together with collaboration, bring all of this together. And to help me with that, we have a great demo guy at Cisco. So I would like to welcome Sean Curtis, the Cisco demo guy, on stage. Welcome, Sean.
Hey. Good morning, Snorre.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I've got a question to start. Do you like to shop?
I hate shopping. I hate the experience about it. I hate the queues. I can't get help. I can't find parking. I hate it.
I understand the pain you have with it, right? So allow me to share with you and everyone else how the Internet of Things, the Internet of Everything, and collaboration is already starting to change those experiences for the consumer. But, in order to change the experience for the consumer, we also need to provide those collaboration capabilities back in the infrastructure for headquarters or for the people running the stores, right? So they need to do a better job of preparing for those consumers to improve the experience as well, all right? Now, we've set up a scenario today. You're going to be our shopper, and you're doing some home improvement with our home station store, all right? And we're going to start off preparing for your experience at the store to kick off a promotion before you enter the store, all right?
Okay, good.
Let's join me over here where I want to show you how we can bring together people from the store I'm working at as a store manager, other stores across the country. We want to interact with maybe suppliers and vendors across the country, as well as headquarters. So the way to do that is to enable collaboration. And enabling that collaboration needs to be easy for us to use, right? So the first thing I want to share with you is how we're making that easy with a smart scheduling tool to bring together the various resources. Now, we understand that people need to collaborate from different devices, different types of platforms, right? So we're going to schedule a new meeting here. And I'll show you how I can schedule one in the near future. And we need to add devices like telepresence. So here I can do a search, and you can see there's your telepresence unit right here on the stage, right? So we select that. And then I can, of course, add cloud-based collaboration capabilities with that as well, right? So we can enable that. And as I mentioned, people are coming in from different platforms, different devices. You mentioned mobility as one, right? So let's allow different video endpoints to join in as well. So it's that easy to schedule the resources we need to bring everybody together to collaborate with video and sharing content, all right? Now, of course, we know people work in different workflows, and many of us work within Outlook. So we have a plug-in capability within Outlook that allows you to join in those same resources, add telepresence rooms, add the cloud collaboration capabilities like WebEx, right? Now, I already have a meeting scheduled and ready to go here, so let's show you how easy it is to join into the experience after we've scheduled something. So here in my Outlook inbox is an invitation, and it's as simple as clicking one button to join into that experience.
So just one button and you're going.
That's right. Now, what you're going to see is I join in. This sort of capability allows us to bring in people inside our firewall and outside. So you mentioned earlier how the requirement we have with our suppliers and vendors at Cisco is to be able to collaborate with them regardless of where they are, right? So that's essentially what we're trying to show you here. Now, I'm not going to enable audio because you can hear me through my lav mic, but I do want to start off my video here because I can see Kelly's video up on the screen now. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
All right, and it looks fantastic, and let me go ahead and minimize that. And the other thing I want to do is I want to share content with Kelly, so I'm going to make myself the presenter, and I'm going to share my desktop. So Kelly, here I am in the store today, and we're talking about the promotions we want to kick off. And what I'm sharing with you and the rest of the team are analytics. We see a store map here of the home station, and you can see that all of our stores are laid out exactly the same. And what we're trying to do is to attract people to a certain area of our store for the promotion we want to run today, okay? But our store analytics, this is sensors on our network, as well as the mobile devices that the consumer uses as they enter our store location, will provide this rich data that provides the analytics and helps us to improve the experience for the customer, but also for our business. So, for example, I can see traffic patterns here, Snorre. I can see, as the customers come in, their mobile devices, what is the primary route that they're taking to go through our store?
So you basically follow me as I walk in, and and you will detect that I walk in the store.
That's right. As
And-
you
and
connect
where
to
I
our
stop
network,
and everything.
we can track that device and see where it's headed so that we can improve that experience for you.
Okay.
I can also see things like dwell times. How long are customers spending in a particular location? Do they like a particular area more than one other? I can see things like crowding. Do I need to get more store associates to a particular area? Real time, right? So this type of data analytics, this type of look into our network really will help improve those experiences. All right? Now, of course, we need to be able to join in other people, so we have an endpoint over here, and I'd like you to join in from as well. Now, again, it's easy. It's one button for you to join in, right? So whether it's from a cloud-based collaboration from my laptop or from an endpoint like this that you might find back in the office, it needs to be very easy to use, and the experience needs to be similar. So you can see there's the data share that's taking place right now.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Snorri. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Thanks for joining us. Let me catch you up. Sean and I were just discussing where we should put our store promotions, and I think it's a no-brainer, right in this seasonal section right there. Now, you should be seeing that as well.
So if I switch over, you can see that also on our WebEx, Kelly has annotated in the seasonal areas where we're going to run that promotion. That's fantastic. All right, Kelly. Well, what I want to do next is I want to bring this experience to full screen. You know, it's important to collaborate and have the data to discuss, but maybe our interaction is more important around the video experience. So you see, this is my WebEx up here right now. And if you look beside that, that experience looks very similar, and the quality of the video is very, very exceptional compared to our telepresence here. Pretty impressive. All right, Kelly, the next thing I want to do is, let's say I'm a mobile worker, and I want to join in from a mobile device. So here I have a new Android device. It's the Samsung Galaxy. And of course, I can join in from this device as well. So let me bring that up. All right, there you can see my video now down in the lower left-hand corner of the screen there, right? And that video quality is pretty impressive for a mobile platform there, right? So you can see everybody out there in the audience. But, you know, these mobile platforms, as you mentioned, are good for short collaboration. Maybe I've arrived to the office, and I want to transition this experience to a dedicated video endpoint in my office. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that call, or I'm going to move that call over here to this video endpoint, our new smart desk phone. And we can resume that, and if I move over here in front of the camera, now you can see me there. So great video quality experience, and it's really easy for me to use. That's the whole point behind collaboration. It needs to be high quality, it needs to be easy to use, right? Now, of course, Snorri, we need to talk about interoperability through all of this, right? Because that's very important to bring everybody together, different operating systems, different platforms. So if we bring up your PC over here.
So on my PC here, we have a Lync client working, and we basically just connect into the Lync client as well. Going to minimize my video. We get up, and you know, we're part of it. And again, as we mentioned earlier, it's really about being able to reach everyone anywhere on any device, regardless of what they've chosen to do.
You got it. Let's bring up my WebEx again over here. We'll see your video from the Lync client. There you go, full screen there. So impressive quality, ease of use, ease of scheduling, right? That's the bottom line. So, all right, Kelly. Well, Kelly and team, thank you very much for joining us today. We're really excited about the promotions coming into Home Station. We're really going to target that seasonal area, and we will we'll meet next week after the weekend to talk about how successful the promotions have gone.
You got it.
All right, thanks, Kelly.
Thank you very much.
All right, Snorri. So let's shift directions now, and you're the consumer, and let's go over to your living room where you're doing some online research about the products you're interested in.
So I'm in my living room. You know, I'm looking at different type of things. I really want a wine cooler.
Okay.
And
you like to drink wine?
I do.
Okay.
So
good wine?
I think I do.
All right. I'm expecting an invitation to see see how good a wine you drink.
I'm sure we can fix that.
All right. Well, what are we looking at here? It looks like a 28-bottle wine cooler here.
Yeah. And you know, that would fit really nicely in the living room and in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I can have easy access.
Absolutely.
To some wine. And you know what I can do here is basically to go over and find out, okay, which of Home Station stores does actually have this in, in stock.
Right.
The other thing that I mentioned at the beginning, I hate shopping.
Right.
So I want parking, but I also want someone that actually knows anything about this. I don't want to go there unless they're there, so I will actually click that as well and say, I want an expert available on site.
So we need to improve those experiences for you as a consumer, right? And the Internet of Things is going to enable us to do that. So our geolocation can provide distance to the store that you searched on, but our wait times at checkout and the experts that are available in our store are going to come from the mobile devices on our network and the information like the data analytics we shared here. Those are going to tell us how long that experience is going to be for you as a consumer, and we can share that with you. Additionally, we're going to see sensors like this one right here. This is from a partner called StreetLine. This is a parking sensor that's embedded in the parking structure at each space to tell you whether a car is parked there or not. Now, these sensors are going to provide that information that tells you you have parking available at that home station that you want to go to. So that's where the Internet of Things are going to come in to improve that experience. So now you can decide on the right store location, not just the closest store location.
So I get 3 choices up. I have one that's close, but I have one that has short wait times at checkout,
Right.
and I can also reserve parking. You know, I'll go to that one, and I'll be there within half hour to an hour,
Okay?
and I'll reserve my space.
All right.
And good, my parking has been reserved. So
Fantastic. All right, well, let's show you what happens as you go off to the store. Why don't you bring your mobile device?
So I'm in the car, I have my mobile device. You know, as I approach parking, I get a message here saying
Right.
that there's a reserved parking for me at level 4, B19.
Absolutely.
And that's mine.
Now, the way we're able to do this is through a peer-to-peer connection, right? This is a tenet of the Internet of Everything. It's those machine-to-machine communications. So your mobile device is connecting with our parking kiosk. That parking kiosk knows from the sensors on the network, the StreetLine sensors, what parking spaces are currently available for you and assigns one to you at that moment.
Fantastic. So I park my car,
Right?
and we walk into the store.
All right?
And as I walk into the store, here comes a welcome message. It detects I'm in the store.
So you're connecting to the store's wireless network.
Yep.
And now we're able to push services to you on your mobile device because you've connected.
Yeah.
All right?
So now I see the wine cooler. I looked at it home, and I need to find it in this maze of a store, right?
All right.
So, I'll
So
find
location-based services provides a map
Yeah.
and allows you to find that easily.
Very good. So we're here, and we need to walk over there. So
All
let's
right,
start walking.
Keep going.
Oh, shoot. I've actually always wanted one of those.
What are you looking at?
You know, it's a log splitter.
A log splitter?
You know, I'm Norwegian. I mean, it's cold in Norway. I mean, we split a lot of logs.
You know, I understand they have a whole television show in Norway about wood, about firewood and splitting wood. Is that
You
right?
know, I've always wanted, are you a bark up or a bark down type of guy when it comes to storing wood?
I don't know about the bark, but, you know, I crisscross them so you get good airflow.
That's good. So, but I really wanted one of those log splitter. I mean, 7-ton log splitter. That's splendid.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, if that's what you're interested in, but, you know, I'm the prize here. You came for the wine cooler,
Okay,
right?
let's go to the wine
All
cooler.
right, let's follow the map and continue on.
So now we're in the appliance section.
Appliance area, there's refrigerators, your wine coolers, and let's see what happens when you've arrived in that area when you're searching for your
I
product.
actually got a coupon. That's interesting. Wow. 15% off on log splitter. That's exactly what I want.
As a matter of fact, we're going to improve our ability to sell to you as well. Now, through your dwell time over there near the log splitter, we knew how long you spent looking at that product, but we also know that a transaction wasn't made, right? So maybe we need to entice you into purchasing that product so that we can increase our revenue.
So he detected that I liked it, and I got a discount.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
All right, so maybe you'll consider that.
I'll consider that. But let's go back to the reason I came here. And I selected a store that actually had a pro in the store.
Yep.
So I will ask a pro.
Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch roles from our store manager, and I'm going to play the store associate who specializes in our appliance area. All right? Now, my workflow, I'm using a tablet device here to better serve our customers. So I have information about the customers who are on our network from their mobile devices, but also from their loyalty card information. So for example, Snorri, I see you're here in our store and you're interested in the wine cooler, and I'm going to change my presence to let the rest of the store associates and management know that I'm no longer available, that I'm now with a customer because I want to help you, right? And so if I come over, I want to share with you product information about the one we're looking at, right? So here's that 28-bottle wine cooler you've been interested in, Snorri.
Looks very nice.
All right. But you know what? As a matter of fact, I do want to recommend this dual zone 38-bottle wine cooler if I can. You like reds and whites, right?
I do, absolutely.
All right. Well, this has some nice features because it has different zones, so it'll keep different temperatures for your whites and reds.
You know, I'll take one of those.
All right. Well, you're a pretty easy customer. I'll go ahead and order that for you. We'll send you a receipt. But you know what, Snorri? These wine fridges, they actually can be built right into your cabinetry in your kitchens. Are you interested in doing something like that?
You know, I am. Do you have anyone that can tell me about that?
Well, it might cost a little bit more, but we can put you in touch with a kitchen designer through remote expert capabilities. All right? So here we are at our remote expert station. And what you can do is you can interact with this remote expert who can help you design the cabinetry around that new wine cooler.
Yeah, so it's for sure not gardening, but I'll go for kitchen design.
All right. So when you select that, that's going to initiate a call with somebody somewhere else in the country who can talk to us. And it looks like our expert's online right now.
How are you?
Hey.
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm doing great. I understand. I pulled your customer record right here. I understand you had some questions about the wine fridge and where it would actually go in the kitchen. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. I actually bought one of those dual zone wine coolers.
Fantastic. Let me talk a little bit about Remote Expert and how we handle that. What I'm going to do for you, sir, is just pull up a couple of different renderings of kitchens, and I just want you to take a look at them. Do any of these approximate what you currently have in your kitchen at home?
Yeah, so my home kitchen is the Peninsula here.
Okay, the Peninsula, great. Thanks for selecting that. And then how about this particular layout? Like, just are the appliances in the correct location or any modifications there?
No, it's almost, but I don't have the cooker here.
Okay.
It's actually over this end.
Okay, great. Well, what I would recommend on that wine fridge and kind of looking at that area is, let me just annotate on my notes here, and I would suggest that you put the wine fridge right there in the cabinetry. That way you've got seating right there with your guests. You can pull wine right out of the fridge, present it to them, and it just works very nice while you're preparing the meal back there in the back of the kitchen. It's a great location for it.
So Snorri, what you're seeing here, obviously, is the ability to not just have a video interaction with our remote expert, but also to both collaborate with this one tool, the touch panel, about the content that you're interested in, right?
It's fantastic, very, very helpful.
Making it easy to use.
Now, one other note I'd like to just say is that on your customer record that I'm taking a look at, we would love to offer you that free shipping on the log splitter. I know you may be interested in that or be thinking about buying that. So I can get that. We can just ship that right to Oslo. Just all we need to know is just a thumbs up on that.
So you ship the log splitter all the way to Norway for me? Included?
I'll come pull the crank on it if you need me to.
Oh, fantastic. I'll go for one of those as well. I'll buy both the wine cooler and the log splitter.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Richard, thanks for your help.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
All right, Snorri, so we closed the sale on the wine cooler. We've got you an upgrade to your cabinets to install that, and you've got a new log splitter to go home.
It's fantastic.
Let's go back to your home then, in your living room, where, again, you find yourself online with the Home Station's website.
Yeah, so I'm at home. I go into my account, and, I go to my recent purchases. There's both the wine cooler and the log splitter. Combination of wine and log splitter. That's interesting. But
that sounds dangerous. I don't recommend doing both at the same time.
No, that's going to be interesting. But actually, I have some questions about that log splitter and how to operate it and stuff like that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go into this browser and connect on video.
Right. So we're having a video interaction through the web browser. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Kespu. I can see here that you're a returning customer. How's that 7-ton log splitter getting through all the Norwegian timber?
It's fantastic. I've been splitting some already, but I need some advice from you. But, I actually recognize you're not normally giving advices on log splitters. You're a WebRTC guy at Cisco, are you not?
Yeah, so when I'm not selling log splitters, I do actually moonlight with Cisco, and I work on some of our web initiatives.
Okay. Could you say a couple words about WebRTC and how that's going?
Sure. So WebRTC, our real-time communication, is part of the evolving HTML5 standard. And really the goal behind that is to enable a huge web development community, provide them with the tool set to video enable their web applications. So today you might be familiar with video in the browser based on that browser plugin. However, WebRTC and HTML5 will provide that native technology within the browser, thus simplifying the end user experience. So there's some really exciting opportunities there in the video collaboration space.
So Paul, that's fantastic. Let me see if I have this right. No clients to install, no plugins, right? Therefore, it makes it really easy for, let's say, the consumer to use on their web browser. And the scenario we're providing is exactly one of the use cases we see in that business to consumer collaboration experience and making it easy.
Exactly. So we're driving open standards around that just to bring consumer into that space as well.
So if you guys haven't seen WebRTC before, I mean, come see our booth, and you can get a demo, and we can talk to you about it. It's really that future of doing it in the browser that we believe in.
Yeah, and Paul will be down there at that booth.
So I'm going to be on the booth all week. Call by. It's under Collaboration Innovation. We can have a chat about RTC.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
and
Paul.
thank you for the advice.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Super.
All right, Snorri, well, let's wrap it all up, right? So the consumer experience has been improved, right?
You know, I got parking, I got expert help. I actually bought more than I'd planned, which is good for you, not for me.
I think we made a shopper out of you.
I think you did. But what we also saw is that we took sensors and Internet of Things.
Right.
We brought that together with collaboration. And the combination of that is actually Internet of Everything.
You got it.
You know, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Snorri.
Thank you. So, what will it take to do what we just saw? It will take that we all work on standards and interoperability, that we're open. Because getting this together will require a lot of players. It's not something that one company or one system can do alone. It is based on a number of different technologies, and that openness and that standards is what we need in order to push this forward. Secondly, to have a solution that goes Starbucks to the boardroom, so you're able to integrate all types of devices and all types of fidelities depending on what you're trying to do. The demonstration here clearly showed how we could use the different sets using gear from a lot of different vendors. And also being able to be on every pane of glass, the one that you bring with you in your pocket or the tablet that you have in your hand. And finally, to make lots of capabilities and a richer experience to bring that together. Not only unified comms and telepresence and collaboration, but also lots and lots of new services, as you just saw, being able to add dwell times, traffic patterns, other things into it. Combination really of software and hardware. Today, we talk about telepresence as in-person communication. The next generation of collaboration is going not only to be in person, but you're going to refer to that as better than being there. Please join me on Twitter, and thank you very much for your attention, and have a great show.